is just an energy that you use to do good things for you. It's a tool. What I learned about a lot of these wealthy people is that they think money is easy to get, and they really didn't have a lot of blocks in trying to figure out how the whole game of it works. It was only an energy that they mastered doing what they love. I think I have a PhD in clearing blocks from people on wealth and money and love and relationships and health and family and everything in between. Even Mother Teresa, very spiritual woman, manifested millions of dollars in her lifetime with her abundant mindset. She attracted millions of dollars from other abundant and wealthy people. Money is just an effect. The true cause of having money or not having money is your energy field and your abundance programming. The good news is you can change it. I think manifesting anything in your life is basically a sum total of all of your unconscious, subconscious energy frequencies and the patterns that you've brought into your reality field from everyone around you, as well as your own thoughts, ideas, and judgments about things. You have an energetic set point about money, cash, and material things in your life, and this is what's affecting you. Abundance blocks are subconscious barriers that society and the people around you, starting from the age of 0, you started bringing into your reality and downloading it and implanting it within yourself, and they silently, sneakily, behind the scenes, sabotage your efforts to gain wealth. And these abundance blocks can come from anywhere. Your parents, your mentors, your friends, the media, the government. As a child, did you ever hear your parents complaining about greedy, unethical rich people? Or about how the government kind of always sides with them instead of the masses? Or did you ever hear that line from the Bible saying it's harder for a rich man to enter heaven than for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle? Have you ever watched a movie or listened to a song or read an article that calls money the root of all evil in high school or college? Were you ever told that you have to work really, really hard and that is the only way you will get successful? All of these things sound pretty insignificant, but silently, sneakily, they latch into your subconscious mind and they form the abundance blocks within you. And the result of this influence is basically in plain sight. Many of you are saddled with subconscious fears towards money because somewhere deep inside you, you relate it to greed and evil and you want to be a good person. So you spend it so you don't have to have it, so you can still be a good person. Some of you guys spend all your time at work thinking that backbreaking work is the only path to success. And the list goes on and on. Having just one abundance block is enough to completely derail your life. What if you had an abundance block that causes you to believe hard work equals success? You might become the kind of person that works 60, 70, 80 hours a week. You come home late at night. You miss countless precious moments with your family and friends. You overexert yourself. You end up in the hospital or even worse. Even having one single abundance block can ruin your life. And what I found is that most of us have at least a dozen abundance blocks affecting us to varying degrees. You're living in a limited reality of your own making. You downloaded it and now you're living it and you don't have to. So the stories that you created by believing and bringing it into your energy field are what the problem is. If you accidentally believe that the love of money is the root of all evil, on an energetic place, even if logically you don't think you believe it, you are becoming that energy. That energy closes the big door to abundance to you. So even if you're thinking logically, you could still have a pattern of belief that reads true. Hey, money really is the root of all evil. And that's why people sabotage themselves by spending it all and not saving or blowing it on stuff and filling up their home with things that take away peace and happiness. So then you can actually believe it's really evil. It makes the belief more strongly ingrained. So look at the common sense. Don't you want to be a good person? So if you spend all your money, get rid of all the cash, then you could be good, not evil. When you change this energetically, and I've seen this belief on thousands of clients, we erase the whole story and then you can start believing and having in your reality field and your energy that it's safe, right, and good to have money. It's safe, right, and good to love money. It's safe, right, and good good to keep money. It's safe, right, and good to bring in more money. You can then treat it like your best friend or your favorite pet by loving it and keeping it around. So I think you actually have no choice but to clear these things. The universe is loving and helpful and wants you to show up as abundant, wealthy, and happy. The universe actually wants to help you. So when you ask the question, hey, why am I broke? It's going to keep showing you all the reasons why you were broke as a love gift so that you can finally start eliminating all of these sneaky abundance blocks. Abundance is your true nature. So if you have ever made a decision, as an example, to save money, and then the car broke down or the washing machine went kaput, that's actually the universe sharing with you, hey, you have some energy block here. You got to clear this. You have to fix this. Otherwise, you're going to keep manifesting the same stuff over and over and over again. And that's what the majority of people do. These people don't understand that it can change very rapidly because they don't have the right know-how on how to fix it. And they don't know where to look to find these blocks. In working with so many people one-on-one, over 25,000 people, I know where to look to find the blocks and show you how to fix them quickly, even if you've been working on yourself for years. I have a lot of clients say to me, I've been working on myself for years, and I say to them, well, then you haven't really found the block that's underneath it all, holding it all together, because if you really found that one block, you wouldn't be working on yourself for years. How many of you believe that a job is the source of your abundance? I think a job is a choice, and you put your life force into it, and you give value into it, and it gives you value or abundance or money back. And this job is sometimes called your livelihood because it should make you lively. Your life depends on it, and it gives you money back to live. So you give life to it, and it gives life back to you. But for some people, the story of it gives you money back is so strong that you stay in a job that is unhappy, that is unlively, right? It doesn't give you life. It doesn't give you happiness back to you. It's like you're giving your heart and soul to something that you don't actually prefer. You're living in a way out of integrity with yourself. And if you live this way for a long, long time, it's going to zap your life. It's going to become a magnet for pain and frustration. It's not going to give you back life fullness. It's going to deplete your life. If you believe that you can't get a job that matches the description that I was talking about, a livelihood, you have to understand that underneath all of that, you have some abundance blocks and some fears and subconscious things going on that make you think that you have to stay in something that doesn't help you. If you think you can't get a better job, fear is a low vibration. Fear-based thinking slams that big door shut on abundance, whereas living in integrity, living in happiness, living where you feel valued creates a space of happiness where the big door to abundance is open. And that's why I think this thing that everyone calls their quote-quote job, J-O-B, should feel happy and in the flow. And a lot of you that are listening, you're in a job crisis, or you might be overdrawn on your happiness set point, and you keep moving closer and closer and closer to the lower vibed kind of energy, you know, fear and anger and setback and constraints and contraction and all of that stuff. And that's not who you are. You're not built like that. You are actually wired for abundance. And somehow you got programmed for lack somewhere, and I want to help you get over that. So here's another funny way to look at job, and it's a common block that I find in a lot of my clients. If you plan to retire and you currently hate your job and you're saying, I get happiness in the future when I retire, right? I'm going to be happy when, or I'm going to be happy if, or I'm going to be happy whatever. You keep pushing your happiness out into the future. And I want you guys to start living from this energy of, I am happy, I am grateful, I am in the place where I deserve that kind of thing, and I'm going to choose my happiness now, and then it starts to show up. I want you guys to imagine a scale of 1 to 1,000. At the top is enlightenment, and the bottom is close to death. And in this scale, there are factors that complement your life. So I believe that you can either live from the energy of love, gratefulness, happiness, positive energy, and this is your true spiritual nature. And then when you're doing your life happens in the way that you want when you're living in that vibration. So it's our job to find fear, anger, worry, hate, shame, guilt, and all of that crazy ass stuff and get that out of your vibration so that you can start living peacefully and in love with your life. Think of something that you love more than anything. It could be a person, it could be a child, it could be a pet. Now imagine living in that kind of energy all the time. That's what I'm talking about. Now I want you to think of something you hate more than anything. It could be paying the bills. It could be driving to work. It could be doing daily tasks. It could be doing anything. Well, what do you feel like? Probably pretty crappy, probably uncomfortable. That's what happens when you guys often think of money or paying the credit card bill or whatever it is. Like that energy comes up within you. And our job is to neutralize it, and then what will happen is you'll start attracting things that fit more in the flow of true abundance. I've discovered thousands of ways that we block our wealth and abundance. And these stories get programmed into us and they block the very thing that we're trying to create in our life. I believe that anyone can change these and they would then never have a money issue ever again. And I can actually kind of prove this. Let's go with the energy of thoughts or things. So if I told you earlier that your love for money is good, and you knew it is your birthright to have it, and you energetically resonated with this, that means your energy is vibrating at love or above. And quantum physics suggests that if you look at something, you change how the energy behaves. If you look at the thought, loving money is good, loving money is positive, loving money is a magnet to more and more money, I would say, but there is a place where it's not true. And that's these other thoughts that you have unconsciously acting like the very barrier, because you might be thinking money is really good, but then you'll have some big but that comes up right after it. Like that thought, that secondary thought that comes up right after it, that's the clue or the key to your subconscious belief that's been programmed into you by moms, dads, society, teachers, governments, media, etc. Most of the blocks that I find in my clients who are 30, 40, 50 years old, when I trace the belief back all the way, it happened from 0 to 7 years old. And I would have never understood this had I not worked on so many people. You might think, oh, I'm just procrastinating. And I go back and inside you and I look and I go, oh my God, no, you're not procrastinating. You're basically a 5-year-old little kid avoiding being criticized by your parents, so you don't really want to do it because you can't do it perfect enough, because then you don't get love from mommy and daddy, and therefore that's why you're procrastinating when you're 40 years old. Like, that's really how it works, okay? It's crazy how we love ourselves enough in some deep kind of way that, hey, we don't want to be criticized, so therefore I'm not going to do something that I could be doing wrong. All these funny ways that we block our abundance comes from silly little stories like that you think, oh, that's no big deal. That happened when I'm 5. Well, I promise you, it's a big deal. And here's what I've discovered. In working with so many people, I found that everybody pretty much has some version of about 24 of these abundance blocks, okay, that I think that we all should really clear. Here's a couple examples. If you think that God or Source abandoned you at some level or didn't help you, like how many of you guys have ever prayed for something and then it didn't happen? And when it didn't happen, what you kind of took in your unconscious self was like, I guess God doesn't support me. Or if your mom or dad wasn't there to support you, oh, I guess people don't support me. But part of the clue to manifesting anything is you have to feel supported. So if you think money is the root of all evil, you're blocked. If you think I'm spiritual and I don't need money, you're blocked. If you think I can't be spiritual and have money, blocked. If you believe that rich people are greedy and do bad things for money, blocked. If you have a belief that if I have a bunch of money, people are only going to want me for my money and keep asking for other things, blocked, because that's a fear. If you have a belief I can't make money quickly, well, then you're going to work hard, you're going to work slow, it's going to be torturous. I have seen a lot of people do my programs and say, oh my God, Christy, as soon as I cleared this block about money has to be hard, money just started showing up and it was really actually easy. I myself used to have the belief that I have to struggle to make money or money comes from hard work. And when I changed my own frequency to read to the energy of what I call love or above and put in the belief that I get paid for being me and everything in my life lovingly profits me in some way, then basically what happened is my whole life changed and my whole life upgraded. And then that's really what happened. I get to be paid being me and everything in my life lovingly profits me in some way. And I don't even just mean from money. I mean in happy exchanges with people. It's very possible to remove your abundance blocks, but the challenge is that it's not something you can always do alone, because even if you know exactly what these abundance blocks are, even if you make a logical decision to break free from them, you're going to have these other existing energetic frequencies, subconscious thought patterns that keep pulling you back to the same limiting beliefs and behaviors. And that's why I believe the key to liberating yourself from them is to go to this higher vibration, this source energy, and I call it your abundance frequency. And that's where I'm going to come in. So using my unique gift for tapping into people's energy fields, I'm going to help you access your abundance frequency, and we're going to systematically start removing all the blockages that are holding it down. When I'm with a client, I basically start using my intuitive gifts and I start reading a client's energy field. I can see at what age they got certain beliefs, where they're stuck in their body or around their body, because your soul overlights your body, right? And creates this reality field on and around your body. And I just look at the client's reality field and I can see where it looks like it's off, or they have a belief, or they have something wrong, or they have a fear, worry, guilt, shame, or any lower emotion. And then we start going in and clearing that pattern. And then, kind of like a mold of the perfect energy template or something, we basically download into them the abundance frequency or the belief that they need about abundance to replace all the dark energy. And then we basically keep enhancing this with a lot of positive beliefs and attributes and put it back in the client, and amazing, amazing, amazing things happen. It's like instant energetic transformation. And the technique works both on individuals and it also works in groups. How you create a reality. How I like to define it is the I am formula. The I stands for intention. You're a creator in a body, and when you set an intention, and in this example, we'll say, I want to set the intention that I want to manifest more abundance. So that's your intention. And then you add to it the A, and the A is action. But I like to break up that word into two parts, because I think of action is it has to be guided, because you don't want to take an action that you know is not going to give you the result. That's why I believe in intuition, and I believe in taking guided action. But a lot of people are procrastinators. They don't trust themselves. So they have these other kind of things coming up. So I like to define action as guided action plus massive action. As Yoda said, do or not do, there is no try. Oftentimes people will say to me, Christy, I quote, quote, tried. But if you really look at that word, you'll see underlying it, they didn't actually take, quote, quote, massive, intentional, guided action. So if you take your intentions and then you take guided massive action, it equals manifestation. It seems like a really simple concept. So why doesn't it always work? Because people will call me up and they'll go, Christy, I set an intention, I took what I thought was guided action, and then it didn't manifest. I teach people that they have to start looking for the other intentions that are counteracting the intention you're currently set. So you decide, I would like to earn more money. And then I say to you, well, what are your actions? What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to quote, quote, look for a job. And then when I later on check in with them, I say to them, how many resumes did you send out? And how many people in your Rolodex did you call, right? That's massive action. And they will say to me, none or hardly any or whatever it is. What other intention is underneath that that's blocking their main intention? Well, that's your subconscious beliefs. So maybe in the past, they had something happen and they have like some unconscious belief. They watched their mom and dad like do a job that they hated for 20 years, and their mom and dad kind of showed the kids or implanted that energy of you have to be miserable and do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So now my client is saying, hey, Christy, I set this intent. Hey, I want a new job. Then they have to go take action and something happens, right? They don't take the massive action or the guided acts or they call the right people? Well, it's because they have this other counter kind of intentionality that says, mom and dad kind of stuck it out forever, so I guess I'm supposed to just be in a job that I hate. Now, even if they logically know that that's completely ridiculous and untrue, it's still affecting them. And this is what's going on with you guys when you're saying to me, hey, I want to pay off my credit card debt, but then you keep spending money. Or, hey, I want to start my own business, and then you never work on it. So that means that you have some other cross intentionality that's like basically zapping you with the same energy force as your positive intention. If we clear all of these subconscious blocks, the next time you set the intention, you say, I want to go get a new job. If those blocks are cleared, then you easily and effortlessly run into the right person who offers you a job. A quote, quote, coincidence or synchronicity happens. Crazy cool things can happen when you don't have that other unconscious and subconscious intentionality. The Maharishi Effect. It's a scientifically documented phenomenon in which large groups of people can more quickly and effectively spark positive change by focusing on a common goal. In a number of fascinating case studies, they show that basically they could reduce crime rates, they could decrease unemployment rates, they could increase stock prices. Just imagine what it could do for the individuals' lives who are participating. The key is collective consciousness. We're gonna basically create this big reality bubble that we all tap into, and we're gonna use this mass amount of energy and positive energy to start eliminating each other's abundance blocks. And the result is gonna basically be exponential. I want you to get in a comfortable position, put your earphones on if you want some peace and quiet while you're doing it, and then just relax, and I'm gonna start guiding you through it. It's gonna be super easy. I'm gonna do the talking. You're gonna trust whatever kind of answers kind of pop up into your head when I ask you questions, and just know that you're being intuitive. When you're being intuitive, the answer will come to your head within the first 2 seconds. When you're being logical and overthinking, it takes longer. Just allow and trust and relax and just kind of go along with this process and set an intentionality. I am open to receiving an abundance frequency that's way better than my current one. So take your energy up 300 feet where you see, sense, or feel the light. See, sense, or feel the light. And we all naturally do this when we say, hey, I'm going to pray about it. We take our energy up 300 feet and we kind of connect to the light, and we allow that light to start downloading into us. So some people see it, some people just take a deep breath. And basically the real truth is when you think of light, you're doing it, okay? So allow this light to start coming into the top of your head, connecting you to your true divine nature, which is basically abundance, love, unlimited possibilities, more than enough, right? So I want you to allow this light to start coming into the top of your head, connecting you to your true divine nature. And your true divine nature is basically abundance. It's love. It's unlimited possibilities. It's more than enough. And allow this connection to open and start coming in, filling you with more and more and more abundance. Filling you with more and more truth, filling you with more and more love and support. And allow this light to come into your eyes so you can see the amazing skills and talents that you have, and you can see where your abundance and opportunities are, and you can see the things that will give you pleasure. And allow the light to come through your ears, opening you up so you can hear your guidance about what your true talents and skills are. And allow this light to come into your throat, opening up your communication between your heart and your head, so that you can have an amazing balance between what your head says to do and what your heart motivates you to do. And allow this light to come in. And again, we're asking for truth, and we're asking for your talents, and we're asking for your abilities and skills in creating abundance to show up so that you can get paid for being you. Allow the light to come into your heart, opening up the connection to the things that give you pleasure, the things that you love, the things that motivate you, the things that give you a positive energy. And allow the light to come into your solar plexus and ask it to wash away anywhere you feel blocked today. And allow the light to wash away anywhere you don't trust yourself. Wash away any of the barriers to finding out the truth about what your shining talents and skills are, so that you can get paid being you. Allow the light to come into your stomach area, opening it up so that you feel empowered, so that you can take action, so that you can step forward. Allow the light to come into your hips, washing away anything that makes you feel stuck, like that you can't take a big giant step forward into the future using your talents and skills, being paid for being you. Allow the light to come in and help support that. And I want you to decide that today is the day that things are going to change. Today is the day it's going to be easy. Today is the day it's not going to be very forceful. It's just going to come in. It's going to be easy. It's going to be light. It's going to be happy. It's going to be life-changing. And allow this light to come into your legs and allow the light to connect you to the center of the planet. So you just see the light coming all the way through your body and see it going into the ground, into the center of the planet. And in the center of the planet, there's actually like another light bulb, all right? Some people see it as a crystal. Some people feel it. Some people just take a deep breath. Some people see it as a pyramid. Whatever the vision is, there's this light that comes, a dimensional light that comes from the center of the planet that feels like supportive mother's love. And we're going to ask this light, we're going to invite it into your body as well, so that when you go to manifest things, you feel supported in it. So allow this light to come back up like a big elevator, up into your feet, your legs, your hips, your stomach, your heart, your shoulders, your throat, your head. And you're now connected to the energy from above and below. And we're going to ask this energy to create safety and security. We're going to ask it to show you that opening up your gifts and talents today is good, it's right. Living in your truth is the best way. Okay, and when you're ready, I want you to see the energy kind of come from above and below into your heart, and I want you to expand it out 360 degrees all the way around you like a big sunshine, filling you with truth, love, light, happiness, abundance, joy, more than enough. And this is the energy frequency that creates your abundance. Okay, being connected to this is what creates your abundance field. And before we begin, I would like to do a little mini assessment so that you can see that things have changed before and after this meditation. So scale of 1 to 10, 10 being yes and 1 being no. I currently create a lot of abundance using my authentic talents and skills. So 10 means yes, you're kind of doing what I'm doing. I get to get paid for being me and using my intuitive skills, right? And helping people. And 1 is no, Christy, I'm really not using my talents and skills. I'm just doing a job. Okay? Another scale of 10, 1 to 10. I get paid for being me. 10 means you get paid doing something that's authentically aligned with who you are. And 1 is no, I'm not aligned with that. Okay, scale of 1 to 10, I'm happy with my current job. So even if you're a stay-at-home mother, are you happy with that? Scale of 1 to 10, I have plenty of abundance. I have more than enough. Okay, where are you at on that scale? Okay, now we're going to do a clearing so that you can start changing some of these, and that the mini assessment that you do afterwards has some improvement. Okay, so are you ready to begin? Okay, so now I'm going to start guiding you in the meditation, and I'm going to ask you some questions so that you can find where your hidden blocks are, okay? Because the point is we want to open those file folders so that you can see for yourself where you have hidden these energies that are stopping you from having your talents and skills show up in your life. All right, so I'm going to ask this question and allow the answer to just come to mind. If an answer doesn't come right away, just trust that your soul has opened the file folder, okay? And all the information is going to be there. So what hidden skill have you shut off? So what is one of your talents and skills that you have shut off? So maybe it's like something like being a diplomat. Maybe it's, I know how to make people get things done, right? Maybe you're an organizer. Maybe you're an amazing communicator. Maybe you should be a speaker, teacher, healer, whatever it is. So what hidden skill or talent have you shut off? What comes to mind? Okay, now I'm going to ask a question because we want to know where you imprinted this in your reality field. So, what age is the first age that you started shutting off this skill and this talent? And because we're often influenced by other people around us, did you shut this energy off because of your mom's influence, your dad's energy, your own energy, or someone else? Okay, so whatever awareness you had come up, we're just going to trust it, okay? And then we're going to bring in a lot of light, so you're now connected from above and below. I want you to feel, where does this feel dense in your body? Where does it feel kind of heavy? And start sending some light to that part of your body when we're talking about shutting off your hidden skills and talents. And we're going to do a clearing statement, and the clearing statement is, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now, if you want to say it out loud at the same time, you can do that, whatever you feel comfortable with. So I clear and transmute everywhere I shut off my hidden skills and talents across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute everywhere at the certain age that you shut off your skills and talents. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Any other skill or talent that you want to clear right now that you shut off at any age, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now we're going to fill it in with an energy clearing statement. What would it take for me to allow my hidden skill and talent to be opened? What would it take for me to allow myself to get paid using my skills and talents? What would it take for me to allow myself to start using the skill and talent every day in every way? So that's how energy clearing works. Now, some of you guys might be having some physical symptoms. You might be yawning, you might be crying, you might be wanting to go to sleep. All of those things are just indicators that energy is moving, and it's totally fine, okay? Okay, so let's ask the next question. What guidance or awareness of how you could make extra money did you shut off? So what guidance or awareness on how you could make extra money did you shut off? Like maybe you had an idea, hey, like I had an idea a month ago that I could make extra money selling some things on eBay, or hey, I had an idea of like this cool invention that I know I can make millions of dollars with, right? Whatever it is. So what guidance or awareness about how you could make extra money did you have that you shut off? And then I'm going to ask you this question. What is the first age that you started discounting your awareness or guidance? Like what age is the first age that you started discounting and saying no to your guidance and your awareness and your inspiration? And did you do that from your mom's energy? Did your dad's energy influence you? Was it your own choice, or was it somebody else's? Because again, oftentimes we will start doing things like shutting off our guidance because we don't want to be too much for our mom or dad or something like this. Or maybe they were critical, and so you just decided, hey, I don't even want to do what I got to do. Okay, so whatever came up, let's clear and transmute the whole entire story across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Let's clear and transmute the entire story across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute the entire story across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Anywhere else you shut off your awareness or guidance, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And if any part of your body feels kind of dense, that's where you shoved the belief. So if you notice your body got kind of contracted or fearful or something like that, I want you to take your energy, this light, and I want you to pull a lot of light in there like a big fire hose and start clearing and transmuting all of that energy across all time, dimension, space, and reality. A lot of you guys should be feeling a ton lighter. And some of you guys may have to re-listen to this and do it again and again so that you can clear at deeper levels, okay? So everyone's going to be different, and it's totally fine for whatever your experience is. But if you're doing a lot of yawning, crying, or getting tired, I promise you, you have a lot of energy blocks there that are subconscious to you, and that's why they're heavy and contracting. Now let's fill it in with a lot of light. What would it take for me to always follow my guidance? What would it take for me to always follow my awareness? What would it take for me to follow my guidance and awareness and make a lot of money? What would it take for me to follow my brainstorms and create a lot of money? What would it take for me to take action on my amazing awarenesses and guidance? What would it take for me to be open to the ideas and opportunities that my guidance and awareness can bring me? Okay, so let's do the next one. So oftentimes you have, remember, intention plus action, right? So a lot of times you'll get an awareness of some guided action that could bring you abundance. So I'm going to ask you, what guided action did you refuse to take that stopped you from achieving abundance? So maybe you had this idea like, hey, I should call this guy and he's going to be able to help me, and then you didn't do it, right? Or maybe you had an idea, oh, I should get a patent on this idea and it will make me a lot of money. So what guided action have you refused to do that prevented you from achieving a lot of abundance? And then what age is the age that you started not following your guided action? And did you pick that up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from someone else? Okay, and again, if you're not getting really clear answers, usually what happens is the file folders are kind of opening anyway, like your soul will be helping you anyway. You might not get clear answers. You might have just like a little thought of something and there's a lot of energy attached to it. So just trust that it's clearing, even if you're not aware of everything, okay? Because later on, you might have like a brainstorm 2 days from now about what it was about. And some people say to me, Christy, I don't know what the heck I cleared. All I know is my life works now. Okay, so whatever that is, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the guided action that you're refusing to take that's blocking your abundance from showing up, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the guided action that you're stopping, that you're refusing, that you're not using to make you a lot of money, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, and reality. All the guided action that you're refusing, that you're stopping, that you're preventing, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the moments in time where you didn't follow your guided action, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, so what would it take for you to follow your guided action? What would it take for you to take massive action? What would it take for you to just follow through and make abundance happen? What would it take for you to easily and effortlessly do whatever it takes to make abundance happen for you? Okay, so let's do the next one. What skills could you use to create an extra $10,000 or more? So what comes to mind when I say to you, what talent and skill could you use to create an extra $10,000 or more? Maybe you're a writer, so you could help somebody do some writing. I know a guy who charges people 20 grand to write their book for them. So, you know, I don't know, it came to mind, but what other kind of hidden skills and talents do you have that could create an extra $10,000? And what age is the first age that you started stopping or preventing that skill from being used? And did you do that with your mom, your dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, everything creating you not using your skill to make an extra 10 grand, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Everywhere you're using your excuses and your yeah, but Chrissy, I can't do that because blah, 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 like all those silly stories, clear and transmute them across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the other excuses and stories and reasons and justifications of why you can't use your skills and talents to make an extra 10 grand, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Anywhere you can't use your skills and talents to make more than 10 grand, clear and transmute that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, what would it take for you to use your talents and skills and generate an extra $10,000 this month? What would it take for you to use your talents and skills and generate even more than that over the next year? What would it take for an extra $10,000 to show up in your life using your talents and skills? What would it take for you to get paid to be you? What would it take for a bunch of money in abundance to show up because you're getting paid to be you? Okay, so let's ask another question. What are you refusing to become that you know you can be? Maybe you know you're supposed to be an author. Maybe you know that you're supposed to be a business owner. Maybe you know that you're supposed to help women. Maybe you know that you're supposed to be an intuitive life coach like a lot of people that I teach. But what are you refusing to become that you know you can be? Okay, and what age is the first age that you started shutting off becoming that? What age is the first age that you started shutting off becoming that? Okay, did you shut it off because of mom's influence, dad's influence, your own influence, or someone else's? Because your mom and dad were doing the best they could with what they had. Okay, so wherever it feels kind of dense or contracted in your body, I want you to take on a lot of light and clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality, everywhere you're refusing to become who you're supposed to be. Clear and transmute everywhere you're shutting down who you're supposed to be. Clear and transmute everywhere you shut down and pretending to be somebody that you're not. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to be skilled and talented and amazing and the full birthright of you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're not being paid being you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're pretending to be somebody else's version of you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're a people pleaser and you want to make other people comfortable being some other version of you and you don't want to change. Okay, everything that is, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. So what would it take for you to be you? What would it take for you to get paid to be you? What would it take for you to get paid more than enough being you? What would it take for you to become the you that you know you were meant to be? What would it take for you to become the highest and best version of you? What would it take for you to become the happiest version of you? What would it take for you to become the most abundant version of you? Okay, let's ask the next one. What are you refusing to do that you know you could easily choose? So we all know there's something that we're supposed to do. Maybe it's pay attention to your retirement account, or do a budget, or send out 20 resumes, or call some fellow who told you to follow up for that sales call, right? So what are you refusing to do that you know you could easily do? Okay. And what's the first age that you started stopping yourself from getting what you wanted? It's kind of like a sabotage, right? So what age was the first age that you started sabotaging yourself and not doing what you know you should do? Okay, and was the influence of that from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, and I want you to notice where you feel kind of heavy or contracted about that in your body. Okay, and send a lot of light there, and we're going to clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you should do. Across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you could easily choose to do. Okay, all the reasons for this, all the stories, all the yeah buts. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you should do. Okay, what would it take for you to easily do what you know you should do? What would it take for you to easily create abundance? What would it take for you to easily create new opportunities? What would it take for you to easily follow up with some things that you know you should follow up with? What would it take for you to easily do things that create abundance? Okay. And when you're ready, I want you to kind of take note, and now I want to do that mini assessment again, and let's just see if your attitude or your energy about some of these things has changed. Okay, so I want you to test this out, scale of 1 to 10. I can create abundance using my talents and skills. So maybe before your answer was like a 6 or a 7 or a 5. So where do you think about I can create my talents and skills right now? All right, I can get paid for being me. Scale of 1 to 10, I can get paid for being me. Okay, I can create happiness in my job. Okay, so that means happiness in your job means you can either change jobs or upgrade your job, right? So I can create happiness in my job. Okay, scale of 1 to 10, I allow guidance to lead me to better opportunities and more money. Does it feel a little lighter, a little better? And again, you can come listen to this really quick, but I bet you guys had a lot of ahas about where some of your blocks were that you weren't expecting. You probably weren't expecting that you would have some blocks at age 3, some blocks at age 5, some blocks at age 7. And the good news is this was only a short little mini assessment. And the real truth is for a lot of you guys, something's changed immediately and you're gonna see something happen. And for other people, you might have some more blocks that just need to be worked on, and that's okay too, okay? The general majority of you should just feel either lighter or happier or more peace of mind, or you felt like this dense energy isn't in you as much anymore. And those are all indicators that something was shifting and changing. And the shift should grow in the next days or weeks or months. What you just did was start building a foundation for abundance in the upcoming months. What you experienced was a shift in one of the most common blocks that people have, the capability of attracting abundance by literally just being yourself, right? Now, I want you to keep in mind that this is just one of the 24 blocks that affect us to varying degrees, and you're going to need to eliminate these before you can start attracting abundance almost effortlessly. Now, again, you may not necessarily have all 24 of them, but I found that people have at least a dozen of these, and I cannot stress enough about this. Even having one abundance block is enough to completely derail your life. Some statistics show that abundance blocks hold us back even more than what we think. Okay, in 1990, this researcher, John Zogby, found that 14% of adults were actually making less than they earned in their previous jobs. And since March of 2011, that figure has since increased to a staggering 35%. So I want you to look at your own personal financial circumstances. Are you actually making more or making less? Given inflation and all those things, it is common knowledge that to be considered financially healthy, your income should increase by at least 10% each year, both to stave off inflation and to reward you with an increasingly better standard of living. Well, why? Well, think about it. The longer you spend in a career, the better you should become in it. You know, if you work in sales, you should get better at persuading customers and closing deals. You should be getting more creative ideas and inspiration to grow your customer base, and your investment should be growing as well. So the big question is, are you achieving this? Or are your abundance blocks holding you back? I mean, think about it. How much are your abundance blocks costing you financially, emotionally, mentally? Are they affecting your family, your relationships, your body, the quality of your life? Can you go do what you want to do? Or are you being held back? In my world, the conclusion is really simple. If you're not earning what you should be, you have an abundance frequency that needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed fast. And if you are who you say you are, okay, you're an abundant creator being in a body, who is to say that you couldn't be earning even more than what you're currently earning? I mean, think about it. All the time that we spent making wrong financial decisions, making poor investments, going into wrong careers, being out of integrity with getting paid for who we are, not following through on our business ideas, procrastination, all these kind of common things or symptoms of an unhealthy abundance mindset. Ask yourself, what do you have to lose? What if not clearing your abundance blocks is literally costing you thousands of dollars every year? In May of 2011, I hosted the 3-month online energy clearing event for a small group of 400 people. I called it Unlimited Abundance Journey. And during the journey, I performed live online energy clearing. I tapped into everyone's collective energy fields, and I eliminated each of the 24 main abundance blocks one at a time. I asked the 400 people that participated to email me and tell me how much they made over and above their current income on the journey. They manifested over $7,500 on average each person, and that is just from what they told me, and not everyone responded. Imagine what could happen if you did 24 sessions of this block clearing. I mean, your life would be different. I would like to share with you reasons why you do not want to miss the program. You are going to target the root cause of your abundance block. This is not your everyday home training program. As an intuitive, I use my gift to help you find the ages, the times, who you got it from regarding your specific abundance blocks. And we're going to target them, and we're going to delete them out of your energy field, and then we're going to put into you the positive belief, the positive energy, the higher abundance frequency, so that you can actually have a transformation. You're going to find that it's so easy. The beauty of this technique is that it works via audio recordings. All of my clients that I work on one-on-one, they are long distance. They are over the phone. You don't need a me there with you. You just need to chill out, ask your psychic self, your intuitive self, a question. It pops in your head. It's really, really easy. You get the download of what the heck the belief is, and then you zap it away. It's really, really easy. I'm going to give you guys such a selection of really cool energetic tools that you can apply to any part of your life. It can profoundly change your vibration. It can profoundly give you these amazing ahas about what your blocks are. This is the first program that I shared these tools with. These are the same tools that I use with my one-on-one clients. And I'm going to give you these immersive meditations and these exercises to dive deep into your subconscious mind and find the places all these blocks are hiding. And best of all, once you learn the tools, you get to practice and use them for the rest of your life, okay? It's sort of like, should I give you the fish or should I teach you how to fish? You're going to get truly transformational results. As I told you, 400 people took part in the original Unlimited Abundance Journey, and a huge majority of them reported positive improvements in their wealth, in their careers, in their life purpose. I have a history of helping thousands of other clients throughout the years, and so it makes me totally confident that you will experience results too. Again, I can't guarantee it because I'm not living and breathing within your body, but you have to know that the majority of people change. The majority of people have a positive effect. You just have to listen, and you have to let the energy in and start shifting you into the energetic field of abundance. I am not your average teacher. I strongly believe that the higher frequencies of love and fun and joy and playfulness help you get a more amazing result. And so you'll see that my Unlimited Abundance Home Training Program is designed with that kind of energy around. People say, Christy, you're infectious. You laugh a lot. I do laugh a lot. It's not serious. And you get to spend a few minutes listening to the audios in the morning or before you go to bed or during your lunch break. You do it at your own pace. There's plenty of material there. People say, Christy, I've listened to it multiple times, and every time I listen to it, I hear something new or something different. And I do it because it gives me an energy boost. It gives me a positivity. And I just love it. So it's going to give you a feel-good energy. And a lot of people like to say it gives them this amazing spiritual orgasm. There's this joy and bliss that comes through your body when you're listening to it. I want you to really think of what it would be like if you finally got rid of your abundance blocks. You could live in a nicer home. You could have more money. You could take vacations. You could give back to your community. You could do whatever it is that you want for your family and your children. Abundance is one of the keys to a more fulfilling life, and I want you to have that. So I think the biggest mistake that you could make is by avoiding working on your abundance blocks. If you don't clear them, the universe, as a love gift,
your higher self will keep showing you your abundance blocks so you can clear them and just get over it. Your higher self knows that your true nature is abundant. And so I don't want you to let these blocks be costing you money over and over and over again every single day. Okay, so you have two paths here. Path number one is you apply tools and technique to clear your abundance blocks so that you can actually be the you that you came here to be. Or path two, you don't do anything.
So remember, when you overcome your abundance blocks, you're going to save years of heartache and stress and bad decision making and all sorts of mistakes that I know you don't want to make. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Doesn't it make sense that you should spend a few hours on something that's time-tested, that people tell me it works? I want you to remember this. Your soul brought you here for a reason. It wants you to upgrade some part of your life. And my promise to you is that if you don't upgrade your abundance, okay, like if you don't get rid of your blocks, what I know will happen, because I see this in everyone I work with, like literally everyone, your blocks will keep showing themselves to you as a love gift so that you clear it so you don't have to live it anymore. So I promise you that if you don't clear your blocks will keep showing themselves to you so that you actually pay attention and clear them once and for all. So I actually don't think you have a choice. Meaning, if you don't do it, the blocks keep showing up. I mean, it makes kind of sense, right? Your soul would say, hey, you still have a block on abundance here. You're telling me that you want this amazing job or you want this amazing amount of money, but you have these 4 blocks that are in the way. And I have to keep showing them to you to remind you so you pay attention, so you clear it, so that you can actually get what you want. And I think you're here for a reason, so that you could say, you know what? I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. I deserve better. My family deserves better. And it's true, you do. You absolutely do. You deserve to be living a life that you love. You really do. The beauty of the process is that you're going to start seeing and feel results the moment you start working on your energy field. So you guys did a process already, and it was only 15 minutes. And you started feeling things. You started feeling energy move, or yawning, or crying, or something. You might have felt more peaceful after it started releasing. But once a block is gone, you're not going to be able to conjure up the negative feeling associated with it. So as a result, you're going to get more positive results, and it's only going to get better days, weeks, and months as you do the program. Everyone has the same abundance blocks, basically. I mean, when I look at somebody's energy field, we all have the same 24 abundance blocks because we've all been exposed to pretty much the same messages. I mean, through different people maybe, or different media, but it's very similar circumstances. Now, you might have one abundance block that affects you more than one of the others, right? And vice versa with other people. But I have helped people just really clear things from all different angles. Throughout my career, I've helped all these people, and I can confidently say that you're going to see some changes. You're going to see some results. Regardless of your personal circumstances, we're going to find out what your main block is and then release it, or your main 12 blocks and release them. And then some people say, Christy, does the actual recording, is it actually the same as a live experience? The thing is I can only report back what everyone else tells me, and everyone who listens to the audio recording says they have the same kind of funny things happen as in a live event. They start yawning, they can feel the energy and the heaviness in their body, and then they can feel it release, and then they feel at peace, and then they feel like, hey, this block isn't here anymore. Again, I just want to say how important it is that people open their eyes to the abundance they deserve. As the planet shifts, I want you to know that you can be wealthy, you can be successful, you can be abundant, you can enjoy your life, and all it takes to achieve this is just work on your energetic frequency so that you're finally free to attract all the abundance you need. I promise you, it's going to work for you.